Good afternoon. It's always like this, isn't it? Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
It's a great pleasure to have you here in the first day of December. It's hard to believe that this year has gone by so quickly. So many emotions, so many fun that we had. Your company. It just brings echoes into our mind of all the things. We start today also with the last monthly theme, and every year, for obvious reasons, we pick Jesus as our theme of the month. It's a theme that could be for the whole year, but we dedicated just December for him. Today we have a lecture by our colleague Diniz. It is his first lecture here at the TSS, so we'll be very gentle and very kind and very thankful for him to take the time to prepare this for us. So what I'd like is to invite, among our many Marcos that we have here in the TSS, I will invite Marcos de Clay to do the opening reading and the prayer as well.
So good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Since we are talking about Jesus, we picked a lesson from a great book, Living Spring, from Chico Xavier and Emmanuel. And this book actually picks one versicle, one passage that Jesus said, and it studies it completely. So this lesson is the lesson number 58. And the title is Disciples. It's a passage from the Gospel of Luke 14:27. And Jesus said, "And anyone who do not take up his cross and follow me cannot be my disciple." The most varied Christian circles are replete with students who enthusiastically proclaim themselves to be disciples of Jesus, as if true devotion to the Master were a matter of words. In reality, however, the gospel leaves no room for doubt about the matter. The life of each conscious person entails a set of duties towards him or herself. The family of souls that gather around his or her sentiments and towards all humankind. It is not so easy to fulfill such duties in full accordance with the evangelical guidelines. It is essential that we eliminate the rough edges of our temperament, ensuring our spiritual balance, that we contribute effectively on behalf of all those who share our pathway, giving to each one what belongs to him or her, and that we serve our community. Unless we rectify ourselves, we cannot correct our pathways. Twisted trees do not project perfect images. If we are searching for sublimation in Christ, then we should heed divine lessons. In order to be his disciples, we must firmly set out to take up the cross of our testimony, having assimilated the good, following in his footsteps. There are learners that take up their crosses of redemptive trials, but they do not follow the Lord. Rather, they give in to rebelliousness by hardening their hearts and running away. There are others who follow the Master, with well-made words and phrases, but they do not take up their cross, leaving it at the door of their neighbors and fellow believers. Duty and renewal, work and self-improvement, action and progress, responsibility and spiritual growth, acceptance of the imperatives of the good and obedience to the standards of the Lord. Only after such achievements will we experience true communion with the Divine Master. So let us all start our meeting expressing to the Divine Lord, the Doctor of our souls, the one who unconditionally loves, watch and provide for us in every single day of our existence. Thank you, Master, for your sacrifice, for the blessings of life on earth, for your teachings inscribed in the hearts of every single one of us. Please, Lord, bless all of our guardian angels who consistently, tirelessly inspire us to leave behind our imperfections, and who certainly inspired us since the beginning of our day to be here, to learn a bit more about your teachings, and to improve ourselves. We ask the blessings to our children who also receive in this very moment the lessons to their souls and their hearts. We ask the blessings for all the incarnate and our discarnate brothers and sisters who came to this blessed home this afternoon. And we ask the protection and the support of the good spirits here present to our dear brother Marco Diniz. Inspire him during his lecture. Thank you, and so be it. Marco.
Well, I think I don't need to tell you that I'm a little bit nervous, but I have a lot of things to tell you, and I have to run because we don't have too much time. And please, like my friend Joe said, be gentle. My intention was the best possible, so let's go. It's very common to measure our lives by numbers. Wages, salaries, bonus, goals, results are numbers that we usually offer to others to allow them to evaluate if you had a good life or not. All of them work very well with graphics or with the Excel worksheet, but at the end of the day, I have to too low. Okay. But at the end of the day, when you arrive home, you ask yourself, how was your day? You have to admit that you were happy when someone gave you like an unexpected smile, or when someone praised you or compliment you. It's clear that the day was good if you laugh at a little, or at least you were able to smile. The life is worth by the hugs, by the handshakes, by all the gestures of affections, for all the good sensations that we feel it. So nothing that I just said is related with numbers, right? Nothing can be translated with numbers. So everything that's really important has nothing to do with numbers. So after our breakfast theater, where Jesus showed us all his love, we realize that all the good feelings and sensations gathered through history are behind of the word love. So when you love someone, it's easy to wake up Monday morning to see that beloved one. So when you love someone or love some activity, it's easy to wake up every day. So without love, the life is heavy, the life is gray, the life is black and white. Without love has no color. Love is out of our control. Love is not related with our will or desire. Love has nothing to do with choice or decision. Love is not a moral issue. So love seems to be the reference. So moral exists every time you choose a path. And every time we made a choice. Every time we throw in the garbage possible lives that we choose to not live. So moral is rational decision. Love is feeling. Moral is choice. Love is not a choice. Moral is the principles of right or wrong. The intelligence on the service of life. Love? No. Love appears without warning. Love disappears with no explanation to. So love and moral has nothing to do with each other. Love is different than moral. However, it is easy to realize that when you use your intelligence to choose the life you want to live, love is the biggest reference. The question are, what we need to feel to know that we are in love? How do we know that we are in love? What feeling, what sensation match with the word love? What does love means? Well, when you hit yourself with a hammer, for example, you feel pain. And you know very well what that feeling means, right? So, but when we talk about love, the feeling that corresponds to that word, it's less precise, accurate, right? Than the feeling of pain, for example. So that's why I choose the theme of this lecture to be love, right? So Greek had four different words that normally as translated to English like love, right? The expression the Greeks has a word for it is true when we talk about love. So in English, we only have one word that explains all kind of loves. But Greek has four. Three of them that I'm going to talk here appear in the Bible. Just one of them is not in the Bible. So I'm going to use the four big thinkers of the human history to help me to explain that to you. Okay, the first one, Socrates. I'm going to use him to talk about Storge. Then I'm going to talk about Plato and his love called Eros. The next one is Aristotle, and his love is called Philia. Oops. And the last, but not least, the most important one, Jesus. And the Jesus love is called agape. I'm going to start with the oldest, right? Socrates. So, almost 500 years before Christ, right? So one of the most powerful thinkers in the history. he encouraged his students to examine their beliefs. Thank you. Method of teaching by question and answer approach, right? He devoted his life to gain self-knowledge. Socrates' idea of forms can be discovered through investigation of our natural world here. So the theory of forms typically refers to the belief that the material world, as seen to us, is not the real world, but only an image or a copy of the real world, right? So we know, I think all of us, when we read theory of forms, right? So, or like Socrates was calling theory of ideas, all of us Spiritists understand what he was talking about 500 years before Christ, right? So the real world, it's not here. Here is just a copy or image of the real world, that is the spirit world, right? It's 500 years before Christ. So the gospel, according to Spiritism, talk about very interesting facts between Socrates and Jesus. So both wrote nothing himself, or at least left nothing written, right? So the doctrine of Socrates, everything that we know about Socrates was written by his disciple, Plato. And Jesus was the same thing. Everything we know about Jesus was through his disciples and what they left written, right? So both are accused by the Pharisees for corrupting the oath by proclaiming the dogma of the unity of God and the immortality of the soul and the future life. Both died the death of criminals. So Socrates was sentenced to death drinking like a poison, right? It's a very interesting story, but I don't have time to tell the story, but it's very interesting, right? So great ideas never appear suddenly. So Socrates and Plato, they foresaw the Christian idea, like I said, like 500 years before Christ. And those people always have precursors. That was the gospel according to Spiritism is telling us. Those people always have precursors who partially prepare the way for them. So the fundamental of the principles of Spiritism may also found in their doctrine. So later, when the time has come, God sent someone with the mission to summarize, coordinating, and completing the scattered form then into a body. And this way, the idea, now having arrived abruptly, find minds fully disposed to accept it. In the Spirit books, question 919, what the most effective means for improving yourself is the life and resisting the draw of evil. That's what Kardec asked the spirits. And the answer was, a sage of antiquity has told you, know thyself, know yourself. Right? So the spiritists are referring to Socrates, very wise man. So what is Storge? What kind of the love is Storge? So Storge is a noun, and Storge is the verb. So Storge is love for a family member. Storge is a family love. The bond between mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers. So Storge is the natural love and affection of the parent has for their child. Right? This one is very easy. I think I don't need to explain anything. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. So I'm going to the next one. Plato. Plato was a student and the devout follower of Socrates, right? So he was a philosopher, and he was a writer too, and he wrote a lot of dialogues. And those dialogues, the main person by the way, he wrote 36 of them. So the main person in his dialogues was Socrates. So he uses Socrates in all his dialogues, and most of them Socrates the one that has the right answer. So one of the Plato's most famous works is the Symposium, right? Plato used this dialogue to expose the theory of love. That's where the Platonic love comes from, right? So Plato's ideas of theory of forms exist beyond and outside of the ordinary range of the human understanding. For that reason, the word of forms is the real word. So again, Plato is saying the real word is the spiritual word. So Plato never used the word love. Of course, he was Greek. He speaks Greek, not English. So he used the word eros, right? So eros is the noun, and eran is the verb. And we know that word very well, right? Everything that comes in your mind called like erotic, erotica, right? Everything is related with the sexual content. But I'm going to leave this out of my lecture here, right? So what love is eros? What Plato means with eros? So Plato said that eros is desire. The Platonic love is nothing else than desire. When you desire someone or something, it's because you love it. Love and desire are the same thing for Plato. So, when you love, it's because you desire. When you love the thing, it's because you desire. You love the person that is desire. You love while you desire. You love with the intensity of your desire. So the bad news is, when the desire is finished, it's because the love is finished too. So the question now is, what is desire? Well, desire is lacking. Desiring is what lacks. Desire is what's missing. Desire is the energy created to look for what you don't have and you want to have. Now we have the complete equation. We love what you don't have, right? And when you get it, you don't desire anymore. And if you don't desire anymore, you don't love anymore. Right? So it's impossible to desire something that you have already. I'm going to give you a quick example. I was crazy for a DSLR camera. Crazy about it. I love a DSLR camera. I love that camera. I want that so much that 2 years ago, my wife that's sitting in the back right now, she bought that camera and gave me like a Christmas gift. At that moment that she gave me the camera, the desire disappeared. Right? And when the desire disappeared, the love that I had for that camera disappeared too. Now, I love a mirrorless camera. And based on the expenses, that's exactly what I was going to say. Based on all the expenses that my family and I were going through right now, my love for that camera will remain strong, will remain erotic. The camera in the store, and I'm here. Right? So the love of Plato is like this, a mismatch, right? A failure to meet. And you're probably going to ask me, can you think about love at the work environment? Love for work? Yes, of course. Unemployment. So when you are unemployed, work is all you want, right? Oh, I want to work so much. Without work, my life has no meaning. I want to work. I want to work. So you're capable to do everything for that love, right? you write resumes, you spend the hours doing job search, you attend a course to get a job. Those courses normally 1 hour that you quickly learn that the only thing you need to say in the job interview is this: you are a hard worker, you are a team player, and you do everything that's possible to make your employer happy.
Self-motivated.
Yes. Then one day, all your efforts are rewarded. And then you got a job. Right? So you have to work now every day. 80 hours a day, 5 days a week. So, and of course, nobody desires what they have a lot. Right? So since you now are employed, what you love, it's what is missing. Now you love holidays. Now you love weekends. Now you love vacations. Now you love days off. Plato seems right. So why I'm talking about this? Well, we are surrounded by arrows everywhere. We just saw on TV this craziness, right? People camping outside of stores for days to buy a TV. I saw an interview with a guy like was in the line for 4 days sleeping in a tent to buy a TV. Anyway, by any chance, one of you saw any advertise saying, okay, since you made a purchase, now put your wallet in your pocket and be happy what you just bought? Did someone see like advertise like that? No, never? You know why? It's because whatever you bought, it lost value immediately at the moment that you buy it. So what's important for business is force you to buy what you don't have it. But Marco, if I have a lot of money, I can buy a lot of things. So at some point, I'm not going to buy anything or need to buy anything, right? And my answer is never, never, right? This is the only promise of the modern capitalism. There is always be something that you don't have it. There's an iPad 2, an iPad mini, iPad with retina display, and now iPad Air. Well, you realize that arrows of Plato never, ever you guarantee you a good life. Because the law of Plato is this way, right? You desire, and if you desire, you love, and you love what you don't have it, and when you have it, you don't desire anymore, and of course, you don't love anymore. Another sample, my company, right? So at the beginning of the year, my boss set up a meeting, and guess what he projects in the PowerPoint? The response is obvious, right? Goals. So then I ask you, are goals what the company have it? Are goals what the company conquer already? Are goals part of the company properties? Are goals the money in the company pocket? No. Goals are what's lacking. Goals is what's missing. Goals is what the company wants. Goals are what the company want to be. And what do you think that my boss is expecting from me? Well, he expects energy to achieve those goals, right? This is exactly the definition of arrows. This love for goals we learn very early in your lives, right? So we learn how to pursue, to chase. Arrows is part of our lives. And the society teaches us to desire, like Plato, wishing, desiring. Let me tell you a story. I studied in a school called Colégio Brasileiro de São Cristóvão, Rio de Janeiro. Right? Yeah, you probably guess where I am, right? So I'm here. This is one of the pictures of my classmates. So when I was a kid, around the equivalent here to the first grade, I stood in the old part of the school in that building over there, right? And I remember my teacher saying, the elementary school is to prepare you to the junior high. So the junior high was the goal. right? My colleagues and I waited 4 years to get to the junior high. So at the junior high, we're going to have one teacher for each discipline, right? Instead one. So we're going to be older. We don't need to give hands to go to the class and together. So everything was going to change on the junior high. The life was going to begin on the junior high, right? So the life was going to be good because we'll be in the junior high. Well, when we reach the junior high, we are believing that the life was going to begin. But on the first day, our teacher said, well, the junior highs prepare you to the high school. Well, now the goal is the high school, right? Everything was going to be at the high school. So on the high school, it's not necessary to use uniforms anymore. High school was in the new building, right? So every grade on the high school has one floor, and when we got promoted, we go to the higher floor. So I remember looking to that new building and think, oh, my life will be so good when I get there. The object of my desire was high school, right? So the freedom to not use uniform anymore, love for the new building. So only when we reached the high school, that thing was going to be possible. So after 8 years, guess what happened? We get in the high school. And our teacher said, well, the high school is to prepare you to the university. So now the goal is the university. So 5 years later, we got to university. And someone just told us that, okay, life will be good, but you now need to find like an intern. You need to find an internship. Sorry about that. So the goal now is to get in the internship, right? The life is only going to be good if you get an internship, right? Well, we did that. We got the internship, and someone else welcomed us and said, oh, look, you are an intern, right? So this is a temporary position. Temporary position. Interns are here to suffer. Everybody's going to use you. And then we realize, oh my God, the life only going to be good when I get to be employed, when someone hire me, right? So now the employment is the goal, right? So one day we got employed, and we got our diplomas too, right? Then we thought, well, life is going to begin now. Life is going to begin. Fireworks. Our parents so happy after 17 years of preparation. So finally life is going to begin. We chase 17 years, we chase carrots, right? To be hired was the carrot we have to chase, we have to pursue, right? 17 years where life was not good. 17 years waiting for something. And my new boss, or our new boss, welcomed us, and he tells us right away, well, the company has 15 levels. And of course, you are in level 15. You are absolutely nobody. Nobody. Why you don't reach level 14? So our team workers will not even say good morning to you when you don't. Why you don't reach the level 14? And then you ask, okay, where do I need to get to the level 14? And the answer was reach goals. Right? Goals are like carrots. The boss gives you goals, you chase them and bring it to him. Then you start working like crazy, you run against that carrot, you grab it, gave to him, and then you had the impression, okay, now life is going to begin. But the boss turned the PowerPoint on again and gave you another carrot. This carrot is faster than the first one, and then you start running again. So grab the carrot, give to him, grab the carrot, give to him, he give another carrot, grab the carrot. So 15 years later, after 32 years of preparation, you're probably in level 8. And the life didn't begin yet. So that's why Aristotle raised his hand and said, Plato, I don't agree with you. This love is not good. This love is sad, right? And then Aristotle proposed a different love. Aristotle was a Greek philosopher like the other ones. He was a student of Plato, right? And later he was a teacher of Alexander the Great. Together with Plato, Socrates, Aristotle was one of the most important found figures in the Western philosophy. And he started with working or studying with Plato when he was 18, right? And of course, he disagreed with his tutor. So the Aristotle love is called philia. Philia is the noun, and phileo is the verb. And you probably don't know this word, right? It's not familiar like eros, but it's part of the word philosophy, right? Which literally means love of wisdom. So Aristotle love is not for what we don't have it. It's the opposite. The Aristotle love is for what you have already. So you're probably gonna tell me, well, but wait a minute. Explain that a little bit better. Okay, what is Aristotle love? Oh, Aristotle love is presence. Aristotle love is for your wife or your husband. Aristotle love is for the car you have in the garage. Aristotle love is for the house, not your neighbor's house. Aristotle love is for the job that you have it, not for the one that you wish for. Aristotle love is the word when the word is part of your life. But you're gonna say, hey Marco, wait a minute. I don't love everything that makes part of my life. And I'm gonna answer you, of course not. Because the Aristotle love is for the word when the word makes you happy. So philia is joy. Philia is happiness, right? You probably are thinking, well, if desire is lacking, if desire is what is missing, what is happiness? Well, the question is relevant, and I'm going to use like a modern definition than Aristotle's one. I'm going to use Spinoza to help me to explain that to you. So Spinoza was a 17th century Dutch philosopher, and he has an extraordinary philosophical concept. It's beautiful, right? The emotion of happiness arises when the feeling of increase, the emotion of happiness arises with the feeling of an increase in power. So the opposite is the emotion of sadness arises when the power decreases. And this means that your endeavor is to persist in being is simultaneous a pursuit of happiness, joy, or pleasure. I don't know if you realize that in your life every day, sometimes you feel so good, you feel energized, you feel with a lot of power. But sometimes you're not feeling so well, you're depressed, you're upset. So that means two things. One, there is an energy that makes you happy. And two, this energy fluctuates over time. So whatever increases my powers makes me happy. And this leads me to value that as good. Sometimes my power is high. Sometimes my power is low. So, got it? No? Well, when I read that in the first time, I didn't understand too. So I'm going to give you some example. I live in Mississauga, right? I wake up every morning at 5 a.m. And when I wake up, my power and my energy is very low. I wake up 5 a.m. and wow, I sit in my bed, try to stand up, and I want to go back to sleep. But no, I have to go. And each moment or every attempt that I do, it's like a child labor, right? It's very painful, very painful. That's why I wake up so early, right? I need time. So then I go to the washroom, I sit in the toilet, I do my business, I take a shower, I feel a little bit better, right? So I dress up myself, take my breakfast, and I feel a little bit better too, right? So I leave my apartment around 6:15. So my office is 401 and DVP, right? I take the 401, the traffic is not bad at 6 a.m. in the morning, right? It's not easy too, but not bad. So I drive on a 401, I normally take the Leslie exit, and the office around the area are surrounded up the green, right? That make me feel so good, right? So 7 a.m. I'm feeling a little bit better, much better, right? I'm already sitting in my desk. My company is Kroll Computers. We write software for pharmacy business, right? So you probably, if you don't work in a pharmacy, you probably never will see or saw my software. But I can guarantee you, you probably use my software when you went to your family doctor and he or she gave you a prescription and you took that prescription to one of our customers, like a Costco, Walmart, Loblaws, No Frills. All those pharmacies of those places are Kroll customers, right? So I check my emails and I start working. And 9 a.m., the rest of my colleagues start arriving. And what happened when I start working? Well, it's impressive the way I like what I do. It's impressive that I feel so good writing computer code. It's impressive the enhancement that I feel for myself. So when I finish a feature in my system or I fix a bug, so well, when I say that, a lot of people can think, so I am arrogant, I am snobbish, I'm praising myself. But stop, think for a moment. You are your best companion. You are your best partner. You are your best friend. So you stick to yourself forever, right? So there is no way to send yourself away and stay at the same time. So there is no chance to have a good life if you don't like what you do. If you hate your job, if you think your job is crap. If it's crap, if you think like that, you have to live with that crap for the rest of this life. Maybe in the next life you change your mind. But if you like what you do, if you feel good about it, then it's halfway through, right? So please forgive me if you got me wrong. I'm not saying that my job is the best job in the world. I'm just saying that I love what I do. I feel pleasure about it, right? That's completely different. So 10 a.m., I have a big smile in my face, and you're going to ask me, Marco, what happened between 5 a.m. and 10 a.m.? I have to use Spinoza. The answer is joy, happiness. So what happened was my power increased my power, right? When I say my power, when I point to myself, is for you to understand that I'm talking about myself, right? You could think, well, this guy is happy every day, 10 a.m., so I know what to do. I'm going to move to Mississauga. I'm going to learn how to write code in the computers. I'm going to try to find a job in the Kroll Computers. But no, that's not going to work, right? It only works for me. And then you're going to ask me, how about me? I don't know. It's your business, right? Go and find it. Go know yourself. Remember Socrates? So increasing my power, be a developer, is my happiness. And happiness, your happiness, I have no idea, right? Well, we're going to say, oh, Marco, I thought this was a motivational lecture. And then they're going to say, never, I never said that. I never said that. I'm not a guru. So what's a guru? So guru, must come from a distant place, right? It's very important that a guru come from a distant place, because he or she, if you live with someone, you live with this guru, or he or she, or you live with him very close, you're going to understand, you're going to realize that they are a person like you, right? Weakness, strengths. So they are not guru. So, but the guru shows in the PowerPoint, like, the guru shows in the PowerPoint how to stop worrying and be happy. 15 things to know to get things done fast. 40 ways to become or remain positive. 7 habits of effective people. And because that didn't work, 7 habits of highly effective people. So the guru always has the right answer. He has the key of the success, right? He has the formula that works for everybody. If you apply, works. Well, the guru big secret is he give the lecture and run away, right? And then if you stay, you're gonna realize that it's not good or anything. So, but if that's the case, what do I do to be happy, right? The answer is easy. Go live your life, right? Know yourself. The biggest expert of your life is you. It's not a guru. Guru's not gonna tell you what is good for you. Let's think, if any formula of any guru coming from I don't know where guarantee happiness for everyone, then there is no sadness in the world. And we still have a lot of sadness in the world we live. So what that means is life is more complicated than one of those books. So please, please, do not allow any guru or anyone else to avoid you to discover yourself with your own intelligence. What is the best way for you, right? They are trying to make fun of your intelligence. They are trying to take your freedom away. I am happy when I write my computer code. I am happy when I find a bug in my system and I fix it. It's all about me, right? Michael Phelps, the swimmer, is happy on the swimming pool, right? He's the most decorated Olympian of all time. Do not ask him to play soccer. He's not gonna like it. Usain Bolt, the sprinter, he's happy on the 100 and 200 meters. Don't ask him to run a marathon. He's not gonna like it. It's not gonna work. So each one of us has a specific scenario or position that makes us happy. And I'm really sorry to tell you, but there is no formula that works for everybody. You know why? Because in my office, I can be sad too. It happens a lot, by the way, when one of the support agents come to my desk and tell me my system's not working. I will be immediately sad on that moment. And that's exactly what Spinoza said. The emotion of sadness arises when the power decreases. Then, what do? Well, I try to find which part of the system is not working, and when I discover, I fix it, and then I'm happy again, right? So it's always like this. When you're trying to find the word that make you happy all the time, and we're trying to avoid what makes us sad. So the Aristotle's love is for everything that makes us happy. So if I'm happy writing a computer code, then I love everything that's related with the computers, right? I love computers, I love crawl. So I love the word that make me happy. So you have no way to not love what you make you happy. So it could be a smile from someone, could be anything. But of course, don't forget, will be always someone for support, right? Life has infinite possibilities of sadness. There is no situation where sadness is completely excluded. I'm not a pessimist, I'm a realist. Let me give you another example. Imagine that I'm going home from after work. hungry. I see a McDonald's. I think immediately about McDonald's fries. Then I decide to stop. I leave my car. My encounter with the French fry starts with the smell. I started salivating already. Right? Then I order my French fries. I pay for it, come back to my car. I put the first French fries in my mouth. Then I realize, oh, French fries make me happy. French fries increase my power. Then I make a big mistake, right? I think where I should not think. French fries, if French fries make me happy, it's because French fries is always making me happy. Big mistake. If the French fries makes me happy, any French fries anywhere will make me happy. I'm a French fries eater. I love French fries. French fries is life, quality, right? French fries my idol. Then I go back to McDonald's and I order the second French fries. Well, the second one is not good like the first one. You don't realize, but you're not the same person, right? So the person that ate the first French fries is not the same person that ate the second one. So the first French fries change you, transform you. So glycemic rate, French fries in your stomach, you are a different eater, right? The encounter with the second French fry is completely different with the first French fry, but you're still loyal and you want to try again. You think, oh, maybe that one was not good, was like an old one, they left behind, so let me try another one. And you buy the third French fries. And then you realize, I have to stop. The third French fry start make you feel sick. If you don't stop, you're gonna die. That French fry is gonna kill you. So the same French fries that make you happy, could you kill you now? Do you understand where I'm trying to go? So why? Because we are completely different persons. So every encounter with the French fry is new, is unique. It's impossible to repeat. It could be very happy, but could be sad too. Well, what I just said about the French fries, I can say about marriage. Most of the time, the honeymoon is the first French fries. You think French fries is the solution for your life. I'm gonna eat French fries forever, every day, morning, afternoon, night. Well, but after 10 years, you don't wanna eat French fries anymore. You want to try something different, maybe a sundae. But if you think that's the solution, we will not resolve this issue. You are very wrong. There is nothing in this world could be a formula that brings happiness to you. Otherwise, nobody's going to be sad anymore, right? So you're going to ask me, if Plato was a great master and said that eros is desire, and you desire what you don't have it, and you always love what you wish for, and Aristotle, that was another great master, said the love is philia, and philia is what you love, the love for you have already. Which one I should choose? Which one is the right answer? Which feeling is related with the word love? The desire for what's missing, or the joy what's not missing anymore?
We're gonna have French fries with the ice cream.
If you allow me to give you this humble advice from someone that's not Plato and even Aristotle, or much less feel authorized to say which one is right, I would say stay with both. Right? Nothing avoid you to love what is missing, and when you love what you don't have it, call desire, call eros. But nothing also avoid you to love what you already have. And then when that happens, just call like a philia, happiness. So when I'm going home after work, I understand that I love my wife according Plato, because I miss her. I desire her all day when she was not beside me. But when I arrive home and the absence becomes presence, I realize that I love her so much. According Aristotle. According Aristotle. Her smile delights me. Her hug seduces me. Her presence completes me. Everything in her makes me happy. So then after that, it's so clear that if you love someone in the absence, desiring to be with them, and if you love someone when he or she is beside you, is with you, there are no other possibilities or alternatives. You love in the presence and absence, it's because you love, period. In the absence, desiring. In the presence, being happy. Unfortunately, happiness is a lot more difficult than desire. Since we were kids, we learn to desire, but we are not prepared for happiness. We are encouraged to, the life or the world encourage us to desire, but disencourage us to be happy. In the business, it's the same thing. We need to pursue goals. We don't realize that goals is what you don't have it. But we are not used to enhance joy. The main evidence of this is what we call happy hour. What time is happy hour? Well, it varies, but I can tell you, I can guarantee you, happy hour is out of the office. It's set to celebrate upcoming weekend or break from work, school. People normally go to bars, nightclubs to drink, celebrate. Happy hour is away from the office because office is a place of eros. Office is not a place for joy, happiness, right? So if I tell someone in my office that I'm happy when I'm there, right, they will not like it. It will not sound good because a happy person, it's not serious. You probably heard that in your company that you need to leave your comfort zone. If you are in a comfort zone, that's not good. Everybody needs to be out of their comfort zone. If you feel uncomfortable all the time, that's the only way you're gonna achieve something. Efficient and effective people, they reach goals. Desiring people pursue results. A happy person delivers a steady level of performance, and this is exactly what they don't want, right? Like it's impossible to be happy working, if there is a logical impossibility to be happy at work when 9 a.m. Monday morning when you're back to work, right? The world prepare you to desire it. Go get it, go get it, go get it. But you don't understand why. What is the meaning of this desire? Why I should reach goals? At some point, nothing is gonna make sense. And you're gonna raise your hand like Aristotle and say, wait a minute, I'm preparing myself for 35 years. I'm pursuing carrots for 35 years. When life is going to begin? The right answer must be here and now. And of course, when you're thinking good life, the first thing that comes in your mind, what I just said, philia, the moment of joys that life can bring to us. Happy moments that you feel about it. But how about Jesus' love? Well, I hope that you realized from Plato to Aristotle was a big improvement. From eros to philia, the love is more sophisticated and rare because desire, what you don't have, everybody can do, right? $1 million desire, everybody can have it, right? But be happy with your wife or husband after several years of marriage is not for everyone, right? It requires emotional maturity. Aristotle's love, it's more difficult than Plato's love. Aristotle love is a lot closer of a good life than Plato loves. If from Plato to Aristotle we move up a notch, we climb one step, the love of Jesus, we need to climb the rest of the ladder. Because Jesus' love is not only desire of those who love. Jesus' love is not only joy of those who love. At least not only that. And why not? Do you remember? Love your neighbor as yourself. Neighbor, it's everyone. Everyone that approaches you. What Jesus really means with neighbor is anyone. If this love is for anyone, then it's not eros, because you don't desire everyone or anything. If you don't desire everyone, much less you feel joy for everyone. To be honest, the majority of the people make you sad. The absolutely majority bores you. To someone make you happy, wow, it's so rare. So that's why Aristotle love must not be confused with the Jesus love. Aristotle love will never be for anyone. It's ultra selective. So if it's not eros and neither philia, then we need another name. So the Gospel according to Spiritism said to us that Jesus, he came to fulfill the prophecies they had announcing his coming. His authority derived from the exceptional nature of his spirit and his divine mission. He came to teach us that true life is to be found not in earth, but in the kingdom of heaven. He came to teach us the way that leads there, the means of reconciling yourselves to God. He came to forewarn us regarding the progress of the future things for the fulfillment of the human destiny. Well, Jesus used another Greek word. And you're going to ask me, why in Greek? Well, Greek was like English on that time. So, Jesus' love is agape. Agape is the noun, and agapo is the verb. So agape is not eros and neither philia. Because in eros, the important thing is myself. Right? So like a lover, I desire. What I desire, I can change. If I love French fries, my desire is for French fry. If I love a new camera, my desire is for a new camera. So in philia, the important is also myself, my joy, my happiness. Love is anyone or anything that make me happy. The agape is the opposite. Important in agape is the loved one. Agape loves without being loved. It's the unconditional love, unselfish love. So agape is the opposite. In Jesus' love, it's not important what the lover feels. In the Jesus love, what is really important, what the loved one feels. The lover will do everything for the loved one. In agape, the lover will back up, allowing the loved one go forward. In agape, the loved one happiness is the lover obsession. At this moment, you must be thinking, if the happiness was not easy, like you just said, well, then agape is much more difficult. Especially nowadays, where the world is so competitive. Our companies force us to do crazy things to beat the competition. I'm not backing up to allow someone go forward, right? So we need to beat them. We need to kill them, destroy them. So no matter what takes. So I'm 100% sure that you're not like that. When you leave your company, when you leave your work environment, you go back to being a good person. And I'm gonna give you like some examples that show you that you are pretty good on that too, right? So the first one, that's what happened in Brazil at the beginning of this year, right? A fast-moving fire that killed like more than 242 persons, right? So 90% of the death was asphyxiation from the smoke, and majority caught in a stampede to escape. Security guards briefly tried to block the people from exiting, and they only have one exit. This exit you're seeing here on the picture right here. So the fire was caused by a band's pyrotechnical display, right? You probably saw that on TV. So about 2,000 people are inside. The fire started right here, right? At that time of the fire was 2,000 people inside, and the maximum capacity was 1,000. And they only have one exit, right? And to make the thing worse, that exit was divided by 2 doors, and also they have like a steel barricades right here. So some of the teenagers that are close to the door here, inside of the club, they escaped after the fire began, right? The ones close to the exit. But seeing the desperation of the people trapped inside, what they did, they returned. They put themselves in danger, they risked their own lives to try to save anyone. Of course, some of them are trying to look for friends or relatives, but most of them are trying to save anyone. And I can tell you, some of them, they didn't come back. So they are saved, and they returned to try to save someone, and they couldn't come back. So, anyone, they are trying to save anyone. That's what Jesus meant with neighbor. So think about that. If you are already saved, are you going back to hell to try to save a stranger? And when I show you this, you see that you are capable to do. That's the moment that you realize that the other's life, it's more important than your own life. Right? That's the moment that you understand what agape means. The TV also show like people, young men who attended party, joined the firefighters, and using anything they could find on the ground to pound the exterior walls to try to reach those that was trapped inside. I'm sure that this example, it's part of your life, right? I'm sure that all of you experience like a similar situation like that, when you realize that the other's life was more important than your own life, right? And then you probably understood what agape means. You will give everything, anything, include your own life, to help that person, to try to save them. So you are perfect, capable to love like Jesus. Well, this moment we need to cheer a little bit. Right? I'm going to give you another example, and you're going to say, well, tragedy is not fair, right? So we should not show you like examples. So I'm going to another subject. Maybe you're going to like it, but maybe you're not going to like it. But let's go. Brazil won the Confederation Cup this year too. Was a 3-0 victory against Spain. Was a completed and expected result. Okay, I need a little bit more time. So don't tell me that you knew that result is going to happen, because you probably don't know. We was afraid about Spain. Spain was like the World Cup champion, right? So the Filipão, after the game, he gave a reporter interview, and he said, "We won the game when David Luiz, right, a player, saved Spain to score like 5 minutes before the halftime." So it was the 1-0 to Brazil, and his intervention prevent Spain to score, right? And that was like 5 minutes before halftime. So if they score at that moment, Brazil could lose control, could get like nervous, and then we could lose the game, right? And so everybody ran to David Luiz, and I thought to myself, well, he's gonna say like other players says all the time, well, blah blah, we train for that so much, blah 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 blah. But no, he said something that was completely unexpected to me. He said, well, in the previous game, I committed a stupid penalty against Uruguay. That's what you guys are seeing right now. I should not have done. Right? Was a big mistake. And then you see here David Luiz now is complaining with the referee that that was not right. But we saw that was completely valid thing. Right? So Julio Cesar, the goalkeeper, just saved that. They saved the penalty shot. And he told David Luiz that was for you. Right? So on the play, he saw the Spanish forward controlling the ball and shoot past Julio Cesar. And he didn't give up on the play. And he said, I keep running toward to the goal. And I told myself, I have to give that thing back to Julio Cesar. And I throw myself on the ground and I save the goal. And you can see them like cheering each other. Right? What is that? That's returning. That's payback. Right? What you learn in that story? When you are part of a team, when the sadness of one bother you, all of them will go beyond of the protocol. All of them will go far beyond what is possible. All of them will do everything is possible to make the other happy, to avoid your team worker be sad. So another quick example. Friendly game, Brazil against Portugal. Michael, right, he's header back to Julio Cesar, but he didn't see the Portugal player coming, right? He intercepted the ball and scored 1-0 to Portugal. Well, the game continues, and Thiago Silva rise highest than everybody else and score with a header, right? And you can see Thiago Silva running to Michael, pointing to him and say, this is for you. This is for you. We can win this game. Let's go. Let's go. We can do it. And that happened, right? Indeed, Brazil won 3-1 this game.
And the funny thing is that men can cry. That is love.
Then you realize that team where the players love each other according Jesus' love, according agape, it's very difficult to be beaten, right? Go! No, David Luiz said, right? Then you realize 5 or 6 people close to each other working. It's not a machine. Each part does its own job, allowing the operation of the whole, right? We are not machines. We are not parts of a gear. So because in nature, the men have the capacity to love, a way that any animal can do it. We are the only animal capable to be really sad with the other sadness and to be happy with the other happiness. And when you're really happy with someone else's happiness, you're capable to do everything. Like in saving the goal, like intercepting the ball, like in score to relieve your team worker mistake. But if you're going to cheer for your colleague disgrace, right, because if someone needs to be fired, he goes first, right, then you're part of a cluster of mediocre people, right? So this group is weak. This group is easily beatable, right? At this point, you probably want to ask me, what life needs to be good? Well, desire with a lot of power, right? What's missing in your life? Love like Eros. Love according Plato. Because life will not be good on failure or frustration. Love will not be good in defeat. Then fight for what you want. But be aware, that will not be enough. Because fight for what you want, to desire what is missing, is a bottomless bag, right? You cannot feel joy for things that you already have. So be happy what belongs to you. Be happy with your job, not with another job that you wish for. Be happy with your kids. Instead, your sister kid, very talented kid. Be happy with your wife, your husband, not with any TV celebrities. If you could do that, if you can be happy with what belongs to you, then you already took like an important step. Because life never will be good without happiness. But be aware, that's not enough too. Because if you are happy, surrounded of sad people, your happiness will not last even a minute. Your happiness will not survive with someone's sadness. No joy is still alive if the sadness is right beside you. That's why fight for the joy of the person beside you. Because it's very difficult to have a good life with no one to share, no one to celebrate. If you desire, have joy, and make everything in your power to make the person beside you happy, life cannot go wrong. You probably know those guys, right? They said, all you need is love. Love is all you need. It's clear the life in color when we love, right? Unfortunately, we have to admit we can't control love. And it shows up without warning and disappears the same way. So, that's... I think I read past the time, right? Yeah. So, let me try to jump a little bit here. So, what I can do here? Huh? Well, so let me just jump a little bit. A good life needs love, needs storge, needs eros, needs philia, needs agape. But if you cannot control love, then let's try to live with the prism of conduct. And let me see where I am right here. I am right here. So if we need to define happiness, I'm gonna leave all the thinkers that help me until here behind, and I'm gonna give you my opinion, right? If you don't like it, throw it away. So for me, when I eat a strawberry pie, I expect to feel a strawberry taste. So when I live my life, I expect it to feel the happiness taste. Strawberry taste is for strawberry pie like happiness is for life. So, of course, there is strawberry pie with no taste or a bad taste, like there is life with no happiness. So, what is the taste of happiness? The taste of happiness you know too. You could say, okay, I know the taste of strawberry because I ate strawberry before, but what's the taste of happiness? Well, for me, happiness is every moment that you wish that lasts a little longer. For me, if you feel happiness taste when you fight for a moment, not end anytime soon. You feel happiness taste when you try to repeat that moment as soon as possible. Every moment that you regret because it's over. You probably heard that before. Make every second count. But maybe it's too much. If you were able to desire one single moment to last longer, I think that's good enough. I know that most of your life is not like that. You spend your day waiting for the end of it. You spend your week waiting for the weekend. You spend every 2 weeks waiting for the payday. You spend your year waiting for vacation. Don't you realize that when you're waiting for the end of the day, you're wishing for the day finish faster? And doing that, you are wishing for your life finish faster? Happiness can be the opposite of that. Happiness is a losing battle against time. Happiness can only be your wish for life that never ends. Why is over? You feel that after watching a great movie. You feel that when you finish a good book. We talked about this morning. And that was my expectation of this lecture. Much more than teach you something, I would like to have you had enjoy. I would like to have surprise you. I would like at least for a second, 10 minutes had passed and you didn't realize that. I would like at least for a second you did not realize that you were here more than an hour. I know we passed the time already, but if one of those things happening is because on that second you were happy and now you know what to do, right? So if you're wishing to never end is because it's working love like that. But if you wish to end faster, if you're happy must be Friday night after work, change your life. Nobody deserves to be the sponsor of your own sadness. And I'm sure if I had the honor that Jesus could finish this lecture here to me, he would say, give happiness to everyone, even for someone that you don't know, even for even a single second. That's the only truly goal worth to be pursued or to be chased. I hope that I could do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marco. We had no expectation prior to your lecture, so we weren't desiring it. But once we started, we enjoyed it and we were happy. And now, to make you happy, we're going to make you come back very often to do other lectures. Let's, in the spirit of the theme love, let's keep ourselves with that thought. As our past givers prepare themselves, we're going to dim the lights and we will provide the individual path.